Hey everybody, thanks for joining in for this week's nugget. It's about creating tables and picking the column width while you create your table. So let's say that you've got a table that you want, the middle column is really big and then the ones on the either side of it are tiny. You're going to be able to create it and pick the widths and row height as well if you want while you're creating it. Sound interesting? Let's get started. So we've just got an ordinary document here and I'm going to create a table. So I'm going to go Insert, Table. There's lots of ways to create it. Notice this way with my example of the 3 columns, each of them are equally sized. And yeah, I could create it that way and then move my columns around. Same with Insert Table. I'd be able to tell it how many rows and columns. But there's something called Draw Table. And we're actually going to use this one. Notice the little tool, it looks like a little pencil. Watch for it later. So we're going to go Draw Table, and as I click and drag, I can make a high row or a little row. I can also make the table as wide as I want. Maybe I only want it to go about 5.5 inches wide. I don't want it to go to the whole side. And I let go. Well, it gave me one great big cell. So now what I can do is I can go over and click and drag, and I can make my columns as big as I want. Isn't that amazing? I can also create an extra row if I want. Maybe I don't want a new row all the way across, just part way. So I can go that way. So maybe there's 2 little check boxes or something that I want to put over there. I can even go diagonally. So we can go in and we're actually splitting the cells. So there's a command on your toolbar that you could do that with, but this is just so much easier. Now, when you're done and you want to go kind of back to normal, back to, okay, I'm getting ready to type in my table now, you hit the Escape key. On your layout menu of your table menu, you've got that same button, Draw Table. So you can get that back anytime you want. So if you decided that you wanted to put another row in here, maybe you want to split it, you can do those things afterwards as well. The other thing you can do afterwards is use the eraser. Now the eraser is almost the opposite of the pencil, because what it does is turns into a nice little eraser, and you can actually go up to it and notice I'm kind of pointing with that little star on the bottom. And when you're clicking on it, it's like you're merging the cells. So the pencil split the cells and the eraser merges the cells. Now it works a little bit differently on outside borders. For example, here I'm going to go to the left-hand side and click on it. It left the line there because it's the left-hand side of the table. You can't really get rid of the left-hand side of the table or the top or the bottom or the right. But what it did is it thought that I didn't want to have a border there. So it got rid of it. Now, I like to have view grid lines turned on for the purpose of seeing where one table starts and where one ends and that kind of thing. If I click view grid lines, it's like, what's going on there? Like, is something missing? Like what? If I click view grid lines, I can see the dashed line there is the actual side of the table. If I go down here and I get rid of this one, the bottom, it does the same kind of thing. So it does work a little bit different with the outside borders, but play around with it, see what you think. Eraser, pencil. If you do a lot of forms, whether they're the type of form that you fill in by hand, print it off and fill it in by hand, or click here and type, it's going to make such a difference for you. You're going to be able to draw it out however you like. So I hope you have fun with that, and see you next time.